There isn't a billion people on this planet that know what an apple is. We live in such a small niche. We are so lucky. We're by far the most fortunate people that have ever lived on this whole earth. What we know, our perspective, our way of life, our abundance, our level of prosperity is absolutely absurd compared to 99% of the world. It's unbelievable how wealthy we are. And what we're doing now is we're taking that, we're internalizing that wealth with the real mineralized food, the mineral being a jewel or a gem or a metal like we use for currency. So if we eat food that has no minerals in it, we actually get no wealth or prosperity. And so then we get into a poverty consciousness. We get into food that actually has minerals in it, which is gems, jewels, and minerals of metals, like we use in coinage. And all of a sudden, we internalize those and become really wealthy. And that is an underlying theme that I'm delivering here. That's why I'm up here talking about superfoods instead of calcium pills. I love that. Calcium pills. Do you see the latest thing on calcium pills? Increases your heart attack by 30%. Do calcium pills work? No. Why are we taking them? It's chalk dug out of a mine in Mexico. Literally. You'd be better off eating scale off your bathtub. That's a calcium supplement, just to put that into perspective. You know the buildup of scale on your bathtub? That's a calcium supplement. But a calcium supplement is 100 times worse than that. It's burdening your system with so much chalk that your body goes, we cannot even handle this. So instead of doing that game of trying to get it through synthetic means and all these pills, powders, potions, whatever, we go right to food. How about raw cacao? So this is the big news of the day, because I was going to do this in Nelson, but I got outvoted. Certain people here in Calgary are like, sorry, you're not going to be able to pull that one off. We're going to debut it here. So we're going to debut it here. 10 years in the making. 10 years, and here's all this product is. It's just the raw cacao nut with its own fruit on it, dehydrated right on the spot, and delivered to you without any microbes or any fungus. You cannot believe how difficult that is to produce a product like that, get it through customs, you can get it in here. You cannot believe it. 10 years of work. Now this particular product comes from a farm with hundreds of varieties of cacao on it. It's an experimental farm. The second highest variety of cacao in the whole world is on this farm. So every bean you eat out here is different. That's an Epicurean product. It's an Epicurean's delight. It's one of those little artisan products that will be around forever for those of us who really want to experience the magic and joy of real chocolate. Because if you never had this, the real cacao bean, unfermented, nothing's been done to it, it's just been dried with its own fruit on it, then you've never actually had chocolate. Who wants to try in the front row? All right. So this is where the fun happens. Oh, look at that. Can you split that between everybody here? Okay, nice. All right. So I like people in the front row because I know they are committed to learning more than most. However, I love all of you equally. It's kind of like I barely unconditionally love you. All right, let's throw a few out over here. There we go. You have one. Here. An Epicurean's delight. Here, there's for you. Okay, here comes a few out there. Ready? The golden coins. I'll keep passing them out, no worries. The presence of this product, and it's delivering here's what actually delivered this product. Although I've been trying for 10 years, this is the original product that I wanted to put out in the realm of cacao. Here's what delivered it. A long-term, listen closely, a long-term, deep love relationship with a woman that's never been intimate with. We've never had a consummated relationship. We've just been very, very good friends, but we share a deep love with each other over many, many years. And that has what's delivered this. It was really interesting. That just being in that dynamic tension of that relationship and just never going further than a certain distance and just holding that love and that energy finally delivered that. I want to put that out there because there's a lot to be said for that. that dynamic interaction of opposites. We call that that's the unio mystico, the mystical union of opposites. And between there is a magic. And as more as we can cultivate some of that magic, the more that we'll get more into an enchanted reality versus our disenchanted reality. I hope that you get up every morning and you go, I'm so glad to be alive. Today's going to be the best day ever. Look what's going to happen. Look at the possibilities. Here we go. Because anything can happen at this point. And when we get on this train with this kind of stuff, this is jet fuel. This is jet fuel in what was once a lawnmower. It's like, uh-oh, we're turning it on. I had to ask for directions. This guy's ass is half hanging out. You know, we pull up, he's mowing his lawn, turns the thing off. I'm like, how do we get to journeyofhealth.net? Gave us directions. But the lawnmower thing was there. We shouldn't be mowing our lawn. We should be clipping it with a bag, taking it inside, putting it through our juicer, and doing the wild grass juice. Wild grass juice. That's the update, that's the upgrade in the operating system of the wheatgrass story. You want the good stuff? Wild grass juice. That you'll get, so you'll be 12, 14 hours high. Like you never know. Like you're just like rolling around on the floor laughing for 12 to 14 hours. Don't let the neighbors see what's going on. Can you imagine? They see like peeking out the window like, Martha? They're out there again. You know, you're peeking in they got a telescope looking in your window, seeing you and your wife rolling around on the floor laughing. Anyway, so cacao, what's that? That's the food all chocolate is made out of. And in my opinion, number one food for bone density, that's based on the research. I didn't know any of this, by the way. Cacao is the number one antioxidant food in the world. 15 times higher than blueberries, 20 times higher than green tea, 30 times higher than red wine, 3 times higher than acai. It's the number one in the world. Of all things. Right? We've all heard of antioxidants. How many people here never heard of antioxidants? How many people here never want to hear of me again? How many people here won't raise their hand no matter what I say? All right, good. Anyway, what's going on with chocolate? So the research, as I dug into it, and by the way, we take all that research, we put it up on sacredchocolate.com. It's there. We got just this week the pictures of the oldest cacao beans ever found in the world up on that site, in our chocolate science section of that site. Thousands of years old these cacao beans are. They still look like cacao beans. I mean, I'd try to eat them. If I was there, I'd be like, yes, I'll eat it. It's better than eating calcium pills. Fossilized cacao. Anyway, the research is interesting. It's showing us that there's a number of things that are happening. One is, it appears that chocolate is the best food for your bones and your teeth. And if you look at chocolate, I got to pull up the images. We got to look at this. I want you guys to take a look at what the latest and greatest is on the pictures of chocolate, because when we take chocolate out of its normal pod where it's growing, I mean, thank God for Steve Jobs. Look at what he did for us. So amazing. Made it so much easier. Okay, so here we go. Can you guys all see that? So that's when you break open a fruit, it's got pearly whites in it. It's indicating it's good for your teeth. Now that's been known in chocolate legends and lore since the beginning of time. Always been known in traditional Aztec society, Mayan society, Toltec society, Mixtec society, Mexican society, that you eat chocolate, you have good teeth. And this is important for all of us to understand, because if we didn't have even this junky chocolate that we grew up on, we probably wouldn't have been mineralized correctly. People ask me, what kind of bone, what are our bones made out of? What minerals? And it's like, well, it depends on what you've been eating. It depends. I know for sure that there is gold in your joints. Could be. But I know for sure that there may not be any gold in your joints at all. So the mineral gold can be flipped into a certain type of form, put on topically, and it goes right into your joints. It starts breaking down calcification like arthritis immediately, topically applied. And it gets into your joints. And it's metallic gold. It's gold, but it's in another form. So it's not so much what are our bones made out of, it's what could they be made out of. is a better question. What could our skin be made out of? What could our brain be made out of? And I suggest that it's possible we could have been on inferior building materials.